Got a really important topic to discuss today. I'm going to start focusing my informational videos more on dieting and training to lose weight because it seems to be what everyone's interested in. How to set up your diet for weight loss. I'm just going to be able to give like general kind of statements about how this is done. Obviously, I mean, it can't be personalized through a video. So I'll do my best to kind of just explain the very basics of what, kind of what I do when I put together a diet. So first of all, we'll talk about the macronutrient ratios that you would most likely use. So that's your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fats. When it comes to dieting to lose weight, you want to be in a calorie deficit. So all the food that you eat in a day has to be lower than your total daily energy expenditure. So the first thing that you should do is find out what your TDEE is. That's the amount of calories you're going to require in a day. Why is this out of focus? To maintain your weight, essentially. There's a lot of these calculators online. Some of them are probably pretty good. I have a whole paid program that I used and a system that I use to determine one's TDEE, because there is more factors than just a little calculator can tell you, and this has to do with activity levels. I think that a lot of people don't take that enough into account, people's NEAT and whatnot. Anyways, let's not get off topic. So generally, when I set up a diet, we're looking at a very high protein diet, a moderate fat diet, and a low to moderate carbohydrate diet. Protein sources being, fish, chicken, beef, Greek yogurt, turkey, whole eggs, which can also fit into the fat category. Eggs have a really good fat source in them. And then we'll go with carbohydrates, things like rice, brown or white rice. White rice is fine, by the way. We're talking about a very minuscule difference between brown and white rice that has to do with the glycemic index, which I don't think anyone should really worry that much about. Essentially, brown rice still has the husk on it, which contains some vitamins and minerals and some fiber. And a lot of cases, brown rice causes digestive issues. So, and you know what? A lot of people like eating white rice more. And if you're eating white rice, you might stick to your plan a little bit better. And that's what's more important, I think. Anyways, off topic once again. Okay, so macronutrient sources, carbohydrates, rice, oats, yams, carb powders, depending on how your diet's set up. I do use carbohydrate powders. I only use highly branched cyclic dextrin. It's an extremely effective, fast-acting carbohydrate that does not bloat. And that's something that I would implement in someone's diet when they're really restricted in calories. After hard training sessions, I would have them use highly branched cyclic dextrin, get in there, replenish that glycogen in their muscles. Anyways, that's a little bit too complicated. And then the fat sources that I like are real avocados, avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, organic stuff if you can get the real stuff. Unfortunately, a lot of olive oil is faked. Almonds are a very, very good source of fat. What else do we use for fat? That's really about it. Lots of nuts and oils and avocados and whole eggs. So when putting together the ratios, that's what you're gonna have to figure out. But if you can look at the macronutrient breakdown after putting your diet together, it should look high protein, somewhere within the gram, gram and a half, maybe even 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And then fat. I mean, I can't really give a general statement on this. This is all going to be so personalized to you. But the carbohydrates are going to be the fat is going to be somewhere in the 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 or a little over grams. And then carbohydrates are going to be in the 300 plus area, somewhere like that, for a lowish carbohydrate diet. But again, it all depends, right? I would switch those ratios up depending on the person. I want to know how they've responded to food before, what kind of diets they've done, how did it affect their body, and then I'll get a general idea, and then I'll spend my first little bit of time assessing how their body's responding to these ratios and then adjusting it, right? Another really important thing about diet that I will say, don't starve yourself, okay? If you know you're going to diet, if you're about to diet, prepare your body by making sure that your metabolism is firing on all cylinders, and go into it with a very, very well-established metabolism that's working properly. That's a whole other video, but hopefully your metabolism is functioning properly, and then you go into a diet and you keep it very moderate. Think about this. If most people, when they start a diet, what do? Start doing cardio, training super hard, and eating nothing. Okay. And then what happens in 2 weeks once you've lost all the water, all the glycogen, all that crap from your body, and your metabolism is adapted, and you have nothing else to do? What are you going to do? Add 2 hours more cardio and completely starve yourself and waste away and burn away all your lean tissue as well as your fat? No. Start slow, very slow. Start at your total daily energy expenditure. Start, increasing the intensity of your workouts. And then as you lose weight and weight loss stalls, add tools. Okay. These are all tools. Cardio is a tool. Training volume is a tool. Restriction of diet is a tool. Potentially fat burners. Like there's all types of tools, and we bring those in only as needed. Very important. Only as needed. Don't get scared. Okay. Just follow the plan. I guarantee if you have a plan set up with the right macronutrient breakdown, you're following it to a T, and you're letting yourself get into a fat burning state. Because think about it, then you will see results. Okay. Your body goes through stages. Okay. It uses up a whole bunch of things before it starts using fat. Every time you start to diet, you get on a diet 2-3 days in, your body may start going into a mode where it's burning fat as its fuel source. It goes through water, it goes through glycogen, everything, and then starts using fat. If you're cheating on your diet all the time, you're resetting that process. Okay. So you got to stick to it over long periods of time, and then refeed, boost your metabolism. One other little thing I like to do for dieting for most people is have a diet for days that you're training and days that you're not training. And on days that you're not training, I will definitely switch the ratios of your macronutrients around. And what it would look like is less carbohydrates, a little bit more fat, and more protein. So I'm not reducing the number of calories on those off days. I'm just changing the ratio so that the calories are coming from more protein and more fat. This is simply just because your body is not going to be utilizing those carbohydrates if you're not very active, and they could be stored as fat. One more little quick note about metabolism. If you don't know about your body's metabolism, I'm going to try and explain it in a very, very, very simple way. Your metabolism is a mechanism within your body that is there to keep you from starving to death. Okay, at the bare bones of it, essentially, it does a whole bunch of stuff, but like at its very core, that's why it's there. So your metabolism, essentially, when you're dieting, you're trying to trick your metabolism a little bit into letting your body lose weight, but in a healthy way. and just lose body fat. And the way that we get around that is by being educated and doing it slowly and carefully. Your metabolism, as you remain in a calorie deficit, your body, your mind, your metabolism are going, okay, you're starving. This body is starving right now. So what we have to do is we have to adjust, and we have to slow so that this body does not require as many calories. So you're always kind of playing catch up with your metabolism. So why when I say refeed, when we're continuously and consistently eating in a calorie deficit every single day, at some point, and also doing cardio on top to burn calories, at some point it's going to even out and your metabolism will have adjusted. Okay, and that's when you stop losing weight. So then you either have to reduce food more, increase output, or refeed. You wouldn't believe how many times I have clients who are going, I can't lose any more weight. I'm eating 800 calories a day and doing 2 hours of cardio. It's because you've blown your metabolism. Okay, you've shot the systems within your body all to hell with starving yourself and overworking yourself, and things are not functioning the way that they're designed to. And the cure 99.9% of the time for that is a refeed, either a day of full eating calories from good food, or even more time just resetting without putting on body fat, and then starting from the top again and implementing the right tools. So keep all those things in mind. It's just such a vast topic. I wish I could just talk forever about it. But like I said, this is what I do for a living. I make plans that are completely customized using all these things. And if they're followed, they work.